We're back, baby. Pointless Sports Opinions. I'm
right.
here. Chase is here. Andrew's here. How's everybody doing?
Luke's over there.
Luke's over there as well. Luke is over there. Oh, God. I'm going to be having problems with this the whole podcast. I can already see it now.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Yes, it does
I'm
suck.
glad we switched.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, PSO Sports 1. Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everything else. Pointless Sports Opinions. I feel like I impress you when I do that.
You do. I don't know how you remember it. Like when we were talking about the server thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
How servers can just remember tables. I don't know how you remember that shit.
It's
I
not
have to
that
write
hard.
everything down.
It's the same every time.
It is, but I'll have to write it down every time.
All right, what are we talking about today?
We're going to lead off with Notre Dame with the biggest impact victory of the weekend over Michigan.
Over Michigan,
Damn.
baby. Over Michigan.
A dominating win from what I saw. They kind of let the foot off the gas in the second half. Wimbush had 170 yards passing, 59 on the ground. He looked a lot better.
He looked good throwing the ball
He
at
can
the
move out of the
beginning of the
pocket.
game.
He looked downfield instead of just
He was
taking off.
actually taking shots. He's got a good deep ball. Like a decent
Well, I don't know
deep ball.
about that, but his receivers went up and
They were going to get it.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was exciting me because they lost St. Brown. They've lost all these dynamic receivers. But
That
then,
Chase Claypool, that could
yeah,
really good.
and
losing Quentin Nelson and McGlinchey on the O-line.
That
It looked like
hurts.
it didn't even matter.
but they
Yeah.
brought yeah,
big.
right.
Michigan's front
and Michigan's
seven.
front is awesome.
God, and we saw that thing first half. Wimbush looked really good, but second half, like me and you were talking about, his design, like once you start, like you're in the flow of the game and all the design plays that you worked
'Cause they
on throughout
scripted out,
practice,
yeah.
he didn't do good second half.
That's fine.
I think they let off the gas a little bit.
Right,
Because
and I don't think that
knew,
was
let's
the
just
right
keep the
move.
clock running.
And my thing, like
Stop it,
Dexter
Michigan.
Williams is going to be back next week, so they're just going to get better at running back
Yeah.
at least. But the running backs, they
Jafar
stepped it
Armstrong,
up.
that's his name, right?
Jafar,
Yeah.
yeah.
He scored 2 touchdowns.
He did good.
He was like 3 a carry. He was doing
And
fine.
the backup, I think, like.
Notre Dame always runs out like 3 running backs.
Yeah.
They always
They've
do.
had plenty.
But Dexter
Yeah.
Williams is probably, him and Armstrong are 1 and 2 in running backs, and Dexter Williams is coming back next week. I don't even know why he didn't play. That Brian Kelly didn't say because it's Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
You know,
We saw a little bit of Ian Book. We didn't
Yeah.
really see much. I thought he'd get a couple drives, but
Wimbush got poked in the eye and he came in one
Yeah.
play.
yeah.
I kind of hope he doesn't. We don't see him too much this year because that means Wimbush will be doing
Is he a
good
junior?
things.
Or
Book,
sophomore?
Which one?
I'm not sure.
Book? Is
Ian
he a
Book.
junior or sophomore?
I'm not sure.
I have no idea. But ESPN FPI has Notre Dame favored in the next 11 games, or their final 11
Shit.
games.
Yeah, they were talking about
They
like
play at Virginia Tech, at USC, home against Stanford, and home against Florida State. And can they make the playoff? Can they run the table? Go 11?
I was going to ask you
they said.
I think they can go 11-1. I
who
really.
they losing to
I think at Virginia Tech.
at Virginia Tech.
The other games, I think they can beat Stanford at home.
That's probably good. That's gonna be tough too.
That's a tough one.
Florida State.
Where do they play USC this year?
They play at USC, but USC's got a true freshman quarterback.
Yeah,
I think
USC. Yeah,
just pure Wimbush's
They come out, though.
experience.
they
Can,
do. They always.
That's the game.
That's gonna be a good. But
So should 11-1 they make the playoff or no?
I think without a doubt they'll make the playoff.
ESPN, yeah,
Oh, wow.
ESPN
Okay.
ranked like, what is it, like easiest or most likely path to the college football playoffs, and they said after Michigan, Notre Dame's got a really good like favored schedule.
I was encouraged by Wimbush. I'm not totally
wasn't with
confident.
it.
I'm not totally confident. He looked good in the first
He's an
half.
athlete. He's an
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was like happy he was looking downfield. A
Yeah.
lot
Right.
of times when he gets
He's
outside
so-
the pocket, he would just tuck his shoulders and run.
Yeah, he's always
He's
scared
up
to
looking
throw
down the
it.
field. I think it was in the second quarter. He made a play like he rolled out to his left stop, threw down the sideline.
Yeah.
That was
Yep,
wide
that was
open,
a really
like
good
the
play.
20-yard line.
Yeah, he ran out of the. He was getting chased
Yeah.
and ran out, and
So-
the dude was wide open. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad he's
He also had a
playing a
third
little.
and 18 where he had a quarterback
Yep.
draw and got
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
24 yards. I was like,
awesome.
He's an
holy
athlete,
shit.
man. If he can keep it controlled, keep it tamed, take your chances limitedly, I think he will do very well.
Half, I think, but it was just the same as the first 3 or 4 deep balls he had. He threw it up, and the defense got it instead of his receiver. But
I think he'll do
thought
very
he looked
well.
good, man.
Yeah.
He was okay.
And after this game, Harbaugh is getting like I have
Roasted.
some stats right here. This one came out like right to the end. Michigan's 0-17 on the road versus ranked teams since 2006. Only
my
Colorado, Purdue, Kansas, and Vanderbilt have more losses against ranked road teams consecutively. Those might be the
Jesus.
4 worst programs in the Power 5.
Yeah.
Like in Michigan, I think is like 1-7 against the rivals since Harbaugh's been there, with the one win being over a 3-9 Michigan State team a couple years back. A wide receiver hasn't caught a touchdown for Michigan since week 2 of last year.
Oh my god.
That's like the remember the Kansas City Chiefs a few years ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And Harbaugh's first 40 games, he's 28-12. Brady Hoke, the previous coach, was 27-13 his first 40.
Oh my god.
So
He's getting compared to Brady Hoke.
That's not what we
Holy
want.
shit, Harbaugh and Hoke.
I mean, he's better than Hoke, but
That's not tough. That's
You
not
would-
the goal to be better than Hoke.
you would think like,
Good Lord.
Michigan's doing better, and they're just not living up to their name. They're just not. I mean, you
they don't have
if you're
excuses
Michigan, you
anymore. They
gotta
got
be-
that
you gotta
quarterback
be
that he
Notre
wanted.
got to be Notre Dame if you're Michigan, and they just didn't do it. Patterson, I thought he was poor, but after watching the highlights back, he was all right.
I thought he was good.
He was good when he got out of the pocket.
Yeah.
It
His
it
throwing
seemed
the
like
run's amazing.
it seemed like he was so limited by the scheme. They just weren't.
I don't know why, because when he was at Ole Miss, they were running spread offense.
Well, they're
and
probably used to babying them or babying quarterbacks because Michigan hasn't had one. They had that O'Corn kid last year.
That's
that
poor
dude's
coaching.
a corn of shit.
That's poor coaching. You have to recognize
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
have.
that's 100% on Harbaugh. But like when Shea Patterson, they don't have a good O line. When he
No.
rolled out, Shea Patterson had one of the best throwing the runs all game that I've ever seen. Like he looked good throwing it on the run. But I mean, you got to learn to throw and then in the pocket he was a 50-50 quarterback. 50%.
You saw, was it McCaffrey came in from Michigan a little
Yeah.
bit? He threw a few good passes.
Yeah, he looked okay too.
Yeah, it seemed like they let him do more than Shea Patterson.
That's
which-
what I was saying. Like all of a sudden, like throwing down the field, and I'm like, whoa.
It just didn't make sense to me.
Maybe they're
Like,
babying him also because of the injury stuff or whatever. I don't
Who
know.
knows?
But Michigan's got a tough schedule, and they weren't really. I didn't really think they'd do too well this year. And now losing to Notre Dame off the start's just not going to put their season really.
Going to be an afterthought.
Yeah.
What do you think the record's going to be?
Well, Penn State, Michigan State nearly both lost to Cupcakes this week. Utah State and Appalachian State.
Appalachian State always delivers.
Stop
but
it.
you're,
This should be an FBS.
Stop
they
it.
should have won that game. Penn State got lucky there. They
Yeah.
blew like a 20 or 14-point fourth quarter lead, something crazy like that. Another game, Alabama just whooped Louisville.
Yeah.
Just
Pour 'em a new
usual.
one.
The more story of that was Tua versus Jalen.
Tua looked like a baller.
And Tua, I got some numbers here. He was 4-4 on throws, 15 yards down the field. 3 of 3 on third down. Just he had a 99.1 QBR. I mean,
Whoa.
he was
Tua looked like a baller.
12
man.
of 16, 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, another rushing touchdown.
Dude,
Hurts wasn't bad, but you just see how limited the offense is when he comes in.
Hurts isn't even a quarterback.
Not really. And really, it's going to come up this year. He's graduating in the fall early, and he's going to be the quote-unquote biggest college free agent ever this year. And
Why?
because he's a grad transfer who went 24-2 as a starter.
On Alabama, though.
But teams are going to line up for him.
Still got
Man,
McCarron
I don't know
Drake
about that.
McElroy got pushed over.
And there's
Karen almost won the freaking Heisman one year.
there's going to be a
Stuff
team,
happened.
and Auburn is going to come up for Jalen Hurts transfer.
That would be sweet.
And
I
that-
hope that happens.
I don't
That'd
know
be it. Oh,
how.
man.
I don't know
Iron
what
Bowl.
Saban can do to block that, but he's not going to want that, obviously.
No.
But
That'd be sick.
Auburn's going to lose their quarterback and Jared Stidham, so
They got a guy coming in. I was watching the Elite 11 thing, Bo Nix.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
And speaking of Auburn, they barely beat Washington 21-16, which was supposed to be the biggest game of the weekend because Washington was ranked 6th, Auburn was 9th, but the game was terrible.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was good either.
I didn't even get to see
Like
the game.
the
but I
game
saw
was just
highlights
ugly.
for it.
Just
It was.
red zone turnovers. It was
Flags.
Auburn was going
Flags.
for 2 like twice, and they couldn't get either one. It was costing the
Jesus.
game. Browning was
Who's the,
all right.
Yeah. I
He
didn't-
made some plays towards the end, keeping the game going, but
who's the coach of Washington again?
Peterson, the
Chris
Peterson,
Peterson.
Boise State guy.
Washington seems like they're always in the hunt for college football or the playoffs.
They've had Browning the last couple years, and the Pac-12's been down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have been like a free spot in the North every year in that conference. But Auburn, they're like playoff chances like increased. I don't really know how because they got to play Georgia and Alabama both on the road, and
Ooh.
they're not winning either game. I'll just say that right
Georgia
now.
and Alabama?
Neither? Yeah. From that showing that they put on.
But they beat them both last year, but they had them both at home.
yeah.
So I don't think they win either game on the road this year. And I don't think this game meant anything because Washington losing this game, it doesn't really, to me, hurt their playoff chances because they can still go 11-1. And I don't know how many teams are going 12-0 this year
Yeah.
in college. Last night, LSU whooping Miami.
Whoop
They
to you.
It was
destroyed
like
the U.
33-3 at some point, and it was just.
What's that mean for both teams? Is
Well-
LSU good? Better than we thought?
I thought they'd be 500 this year because they're West Division. They're, to me, the fifth best team in there, but they now have expectations, obviously,
They're
because
talking
they
high
just.
about that quarterback too.
He's all right. I mean, he barely played. He didn't play at Ohio
They're
State.
saying they haven't had one since what's his name?
I mean, he's probably their
Medberg.
best quarterback since Menberg because they don't have anybody. They never do. Their quarterbacks always suck. They run pro style, but they were running a lot of stuff out of
Yeah.
shotgun.
The last good one was freaking Jamarcus Russell.
Oh.
Man.
That's probably a true statement. LSU is 74-0 all time when rushing for 100 yards and holding opponent under 100 yards rushing.
Holy
I didn't
crap.
believe that. I saw at the end of the game. And That's
24-0.
that's crazy.
That's
And,
insane.
Nick Brissett was a running back. He's the new Leonard Fournette, Darius Geis. He's actually a senior. He's waited his turn. He had 125 yards last night with 2 touchdowns and kind of just weakened Miami down.
God, they just churn out running backs.
And Miami is just clearly overrated. They've lost their last 4 games. Going back to last year, they're number 2 going into last week. They lost to a third-string quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Good lord.
Got blown out by Clemson in the ACC championship. Got bullied on their home field against Wisconsin in the bowl game, and then now LSU. So
Wasn't it last year? Yeah, they got destroyed by Clemson.
yeah, it was like 41-3.
I feel like they actually play good. When they play good teams, they just get steamrolled. You
Yeah.
know, the U's always been overrated for the past couple of seasons.
I don't even think they're a top 25 team. They start off
Shit.
with.
Oh,
and-
wow.
Well, they're just not good. Malik Rozier is.
It's just not. It's just that
He just
simple.
said screw it towards the end of the game, just took off running because they couldn't block anybody. LSU was just running simple 4-man rushes and they couldn't block anything. He just started taking off. They ended up scoring a couple of touchdowns. Actually, Jeff Thomas from East St. Louis had 5 for 132, had a couple of highlight catches. That was their only bright spot for Miami.
Wow.
Just
So
really.
Miami, man, not a top 25 team. You heard it here first.
With a bunch of
But
losers.
I don't know if LSU's any better because I didn't expect them to blow them out like they
LSU's
did.
going to get overrated because of this.
But they're all right. LSU's all right. That's all I can say. Maryland beats Texas again. 2 years in a row, Texas starts off in the preseason top 25, and both.
Just don't
You want
do
to
it.
talk about overrated? They should
buy
have had Texas Miami play week 1.
I
Good
mean,
lord,
Maryland-
I get sick and tired of hearing both this shit.
I don't even know how you lose this game twice in a row. Like,
Maryland is literally under so many sanctions. They killed a guy.
yeah.
Oh,
Man.
They did, and they just go out there and beat out a crappy Texas team.
It's honestly ridiculous because Texas. I don't know how you lose this game 2 years in a row. You lost it last year. It was your first game with a new coach. Okay, but then Maryland's going to want to beat you again. This time at Maryland. I think it was even neutral site technically, but true freshman Jay-Sean Jones. I don't know if you guys saw this. His first 3 touches in college was a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a passing touchdown.
oh my.
I didn't see that.
And that's just. They're like Maryland was running like reverses, wide receiver passes, just messing around really, and
Don't say who the last player was to do that because that's actually my question for Slickfest.
Oh,
I know the
Okay.
player is. I don't know.
Don't say it. Don't say it. 'Cause I got it lined up for the big boys over there.
Oklahoma and Ohio State roll without Baker and JT Barrett.
Oklahoma is crazy good.
Yeah,
Or FAU is
yeah, that
crazy
quar-
bad.
I thought there would be a competitive
What's that
team.
quarterback's name?
Kyler Murray.
He
Kyler
looked
Murray.
really
He's
good.
The
drafted
baseball
by the
player.
Oakland A's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, he needs to not do that. Keep
I don't
playing
know.
football.
Can he throw?
Oh, he was 9'11", 209 yards.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was 9 for 11.
Yeah, but
Like,
They destroyed him. So
like literally they were scoring from the 50. Florida Atlantic was like I thought they'd be a decent team. this year with Lane
respectable.
Kiffin.
I mean,
they went
Jesus.
11-3 last year, didn't
Yeah,
they?
and not only they won their last like 10 games, and they were blowing teams out. I know it's the conference, but they were like beating teams like 70-7,
Yeah.
like Boise State stuff. But I don't know. Like,
Lane Kiffin, man, he's scheduled a tough schedule this year.
yeah, they play UCF later. That's the national champions of last year.
Yeah.
That's
UCF. Ohio State, they rolled Dwayne Haskins, 5 touchdowns, 213 yards. They won 77-31. I don't know what they were trying to prove, but they had 35 second half points,
No Urban Meyer, man.
21 in the
They're
fourth.
pissed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody's pissed when they get caught.
That isn't too much.
Yeah, Urban Meyer's always been kind of janky. Never really liked him.
Yeah. Yeah, Penn State, Michigan nearly upset. we came into the year talking about how good the Big Ten East is. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and Michigan State all ranked in the top 12, I think. And then you see
They
Michigan
squeak
lose.
by.
Both teams squeak by, and then Maryland, who's supposed to be near towards the bottom, they win. That's kind of funny. But I don't know what's going to happen there. My pick, Michigan State to get out of the Big Ten East, is looking bad now. But Michigan State always starts off slow. Penn State, I think, is going to struggle this year. They lose Barkley, but I don't know if that's big of a problem. They lose Mike Gesicki. He's the tight end. I think he's on Miami now, the Dolphins. They lost another receiver, but Trace McSorley's going to have to pull off some Johnny Manziel stuff. Pull out some wins in Happy Valley. Tonight, Virginia Tech and Florida State play the Monday night football game. Yes, because there's no pro games yet. Francois is back for Florida State. Got hurt against Alabama in week 1 last year, and he's supposed to be like the next guy, the next Winston, and maybe like a number 1 pick down the road in 2 years. But
Jeez.
well, when you come off this injury, we don't really know how he's going to look.
Yeah.
And we'll be number 1 pick. Will Greer blew it up for West Virginia against Tennessee. Drew Lock was good, and that'll be interesting to see who gets a Heisman number 1 pick down the road.
How many games is Mizzou winning this year?
They should go 9-3.
9-3.
They're gonna win these next 2 games against Wyoming and Purdue. Then go on a 3-game losing streak against Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama.
Oh,
But
that's
they
tough.
they should roll their schedule. Honestly, they're better than every team in their division except for Georgia and South Carolina. And if you're a gambling person, they're 16.5-point favorites this week, and they're gonna win by 30. So.
Caleb?
No, you think I haven't wrote that down already? He texted me the minute he saw the spread.
I told you last week it was.
If I put $20 on it for the over.
I don't know what the odds are.
I told you last week Missouri was 35-point favorites, and I said they'd win by 40. They ended up winning by 37. I told you West Virginia was 9.5-point favorites. They won by 25, I think, against Tennessee. So
We're talking after the show. I'm actually
those are 2 teams.
My first bet.
Keep
All
your
right.
eyes on all year.
$20.
They're gonna cover a lot, and that's all I got.
That was a lot of stuff, man.
Good
Yeah.
shit, man.
We're looking forward to that
Love
every
having
week.
you on the show.
Every
yeah.
week. Spread the word.
Spread it.
To all you bicyclists.
Hey, thanks for coming, Andrew.
Bicyclists.